Hello everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode. This is Thika Superhighway, and of course I'm rushing to our destination for today. I'm sure you have seen the title. It is one of the neighborhoods that are gaining popularity in the city, both positives and negatives, but I'm sure negatives carries the day. We'll be hitting there in less than a minute. Actually, we are just exiting the highway. Our estate is just a few meters from here. This is Roysambu area, a famous neighborhood. You have done a video about it. It is on this channel. And Roysambu is just next to Mirema, which is our destination for the day. And one of the major negatives Mirema has been accused of is having too many clubs and entertainment joints. In fact, a nation journalist referred to the area as an upcoming beer belt. Just like they refer the western part of the country as the sugar belt, based on the fact that there's a lot of sugar canes and sugar milling companies based on that part of the country. Now, according to the journalist, this is the beer belt, meaning a lot of liquor is flowing here. Maybe we'll find a river flowing with beer here, or a swimming pool full of liquor. I'm just kidding. But definitely I'll give you the exact number of liquor stores and bars in this area. And that is from the county liquor board, of course. They are quite shocking. I will also highlight the issues of femicides and the high-tech crimes which are associated with foreigners. We will also drive around the estate and see how the people live and how businesses are faring as always. So stay tuned until the end and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Village to Town TV, a channel that is dedicated to continue showcasing beautiful villages, towns and cities across the continent. Now back to the video, and this is the famous Kamiti Road. It takes you directly to Kamiti Maximum Prison. I guess it is the biggest in the country. It also passes through a number of neighborhoods. Like for instance, the estate you see right in front, on my right, that is Zimmerman. There is Githurai 44 next to it, Maziwa, and Kahawa West. But on my left, we have Mirema Estate, which is our estate for the day. As a matter of fact, I'm looking for a way that will take me right to the heart of the estate. And so Mirema is right between Kamiti Road, the Northern Bypass, Roysambu, and Githurai 44. Well, there's a road branching off on my left. I'll be taking it. It goes by the name Mirema Drive. It is the main artery to the estate. It is one of the most scenic drives in the city. Quite unfortunate we are facing the sun. But bear with me. It will be just for a few seconds before we turn around. It is around 5 p.m. March 2025. The sun is setting here in the east side of Africa. We have a very beautiful sunset, don't we? Well, I'm on the other side of the estate. The northern bypass is just a few meters behind me. I'm driving eastward, so definitely the setting sun is right behind me. I'm sure you are getting the best of shots. It is one of the secrets in these streets. If you want to get the best of the shots, whether you are taking a video or a photo, just go against the sun. Well, Mirema Estate is just a small neighborhood, which is part of Roysambu, but has quite a huge population. I'm sure you can tell why. There's a lot of high-rise buildings in the area, but definitely not like Roysambu, its sister estate. The aggregate population, as far as the Kenyan Bureau of Statistics is concerned, is 54,752, with an average population density of 4,758 people living in a square kilometer. Not so good, but not so bad, especially when you compare it to the Nairobi density. The city population density, it average at 6,000 2,748. So you can see Mirema is down with 2,000. In terms of the gender distribution, there is also nothing much. 25,694 are males, representing 46.9% of the aggregate, while females accounts for 29,056, which is 53.1%. So there's like a 6% difference in favor of women. I'm sure if you're a regular viewer of Village to Town TV, you have noted that most of these middle class estates we are covering have a women majority, and the difference is more than 6%. Like for instance, we did a video on Buruburu, and this was the case. We also did a video on Donholm. A similar pattern was observed, which was also the case for Roysambu and now Mirema. Well, the only question that lingers is, where are the men? I'm sure someone somewhere is telling me, but Mr. Lone Traveler, we have more women in the city than men. I get it. I have heard that fallacy for the longest. Believe me, you friends, that's a hoax. It is a lie. In fact, according to the Kenyan Bureau of Statistics, Nairobi has one of the most balanced populations as far as gender distribution is concerned. For instance, as of 2023 projections, the number of males in Nairobi were 2,373,354, while their female counterparts were 2,376,702. So the difference was only 3,000 in favor of women, of course. But you put that number on a pie chart distribution, that's a 50-50. So where are these men? Well, Mirema is located in Roysambu ward, Roysambu constituency, in the larger Kasarani area. And as I told you, it is home to the lower middle income and low income segment of Nairobi residents. But it has not always been the case. In fact, according to history, a report produced by the National Lands Commission, that was in 2019, it indicated that the parcel of land currently known as Roysambu was originally leased to an Australian who went by the name Henry Herbert Talton in 1904. I'm sure none of you guys was alive back then, even my fellow old-timers. Well, history goes that Mr. Talton turned the piece of land into a sort of open-air zoo. He also had a livestock farm, and game hunting used to take place there from time to time. Now, collectively, this hunting ground, which measured 4,443 acres, was named Roysambu Estate. Henry died in 1932 while fishing at a dam in Ruiru in the edge of his massive farm. And this land was gradually subdivided over time and sold to different parties. And as you can see, they have done justice to the estate as far as development is concerned. One of the major challenges affecting the estate is the increase of entertainment joints in the area. In fact, I read an article before getting here, and it was by the Daily Nation, and the title was Mirema Estate, the new home of twilight life and noise. And of course, we all know, apart from the entertainment and the massive profits that comes with clubs and that kind of businesses, noise pollution is a major issue to people living around, which is the case for Mirema. To emphasize on the high number of clubs in the area, the author referred to the area as the beer belt. Well, come to think of it, how many clubs do you think are here in these neighboring estates? That is Roysambu, Mirema, Githurai 44, Zimmerman, and Kasarani. Well, according to the data from the Nairobi County Liquor Board, In 2021, Starehe constituency had the highest number of registered liquor stores at 88. Well, that is understandable. Remember, Starehe covers most of the Nairobi Central Business District. So the city center, as you know it, Ngara area, Pangani, all are in Starehe constituency. The second position, as far as the number of registered liquor stores is concerned, went to Roysambu. Of course, Mirema is part of this, and the total number of these joints was 48. Both Langata and Dagoretti North came at a distant fourth position with 35 liquor shops each. Other type of businesses are also doing quite well in the area. As you can see, this is a high densely populated neighborhood, and as we say, the higher the number of people, the higher the business opportunities. For instance, I'm told the Airbnb business is doing quite well here. Clothes stores, mini supermarkets, salons, barber shops, just name them, they are thriving here. Well, now I have crossed to the neighboring Roysambu. I told you the two are just next to each other, and it is good to know that in recent years, the neighborhood has been all over the news for all the bad reasons. And one of them is about rampant killings. And most of these killings are not the normal killings. I don't know whether there is a word like normal killings, but I know there are crazy killings where murderers does crazy and bizarre things to their victims, making it super hard for the authority to determine the motive. For instance, the last known incident in this area involved a Nigerian man who killed a 20-year-old girl. And as if the killing was not enough, he separated all the four limbs from the torso, further decapitating her and going away with the head. Well, the story was well covered both by the international and local medias, further affecting the reputation of the neighborhood. And another killing incident took place not far from here, sometimes last year, when a young boy died mysteriously from a renowned DJ house. And this incident also went viral, further defaming the neighborhood and destroying its reputation. And one sure thing about the bad news is that they tend to spread faster than the good one. But that's life. Most people like bad publicity. And this neighborhood had to bear the negativity that came with the bad reputation. But so far so good. I love the neighborhood. And that takes us to a real estate segment. And unlike most places that we have visited, you are more limited to renting than buying a property, as most plots are well developed. Unless you want to buy one that has a building, you demolish and build yours, which is quite chaotic. I'm not sure whether that is a worth investment, but you can also buy a flat with a few apartments and you can continue collecting rent. But most people here prefer to rent, and to rent a 2-bedroom apartment, I saw one going for 35,000 Kenya shillings and another one going for 30,000 Kenya shillings. And so this is a range of between 250 and 300 US dollars per month. And I saw another one, a 2-bedroom apartment, but this was fully furnished, going for 75,000 Kenya shillings per month. So the choice is yours. And for a 1-bedroom apartment, you need about 20,000 Kenya shillings, which is about 150 US dollars per month. And for a studio apartment, you need not less than 10,000 Kenya shillings per month. And remember, the neighborhood is only 11 kilometers from Nairobi city center, and Githurai 45 town, which has one of the biggest food market in the country, is only 2 kilometers from here, making the place quite attractive for those willing to work in the city and live here. And also it is good to know that the neighborhood is next to the highway, Thika Superhighway, which was built about 15 years ago, making the place quite accessible. And in terms of security, Kasarani police station is less than 100 meters from here. And this tells you why Roysambu still attracts a lot of people. And also the biggest stadium in the country is also in the neighborhood, Kasarani Sports Center. And so for sport lovers, this is not a bad place for you, but at least you have to be married or maybe a middle class to afford life here. Anyways, let me leave it at that. That was Mirema and parts of Roysambu for you. And the fact that you have watched this far, it means that you like what we are doing. So kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, Village to Town TV, a channel that is dedicated to continue showcasing beautiful villages, towns, and cities across the continent. Also like the video so that it can be recommended to as many people as possible. Also smash the notification bell so that every time we post, you'll be among the first few people to be notified. Also check us on other socials. Make sure you follow and like. On Facebook, we goes by the name Village to Town TV. We are also on TikTok under the same name. Check us out and we'll appreciate. Also keep the conversation going. Tell us what do you think about Mirema and Roysambu. Will you consider living here? And if you are a resident of this neighborhood, just leave a fact or two about your hood. Tell us what you like here. And we will appreciate. Thank you.